There we go. Hello, 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 hello. I'm going to see how well I sound. I hope I sound great. From what I hear, I do. So we're going to roll with it. We are going to roll with it. So it's open discussion. So let me invite a few people. I should learn to do this before we even get to this point, huh? Frank the Tank is in the house. How are you doing, buddy? I was just going to text you and tell you I was live. Mr. J, how are you? For me, I kind of enjoyed it, but I have a feeling feed some teas live. You know what? I'm going to set that up so I can do that, and I'm going to do some rehousing lives too. Does that sound like a good one? I'll have to do that for sure. But as for the new episode, I found it quite interesting. I'm getting the impression though we're coming to the season finale, and if there's only like 5 episodes in a season, it's going to be very upsetting. How was it for you, Frank? What did you think of it? You talking to me, Wally, the tarantula video? Yeah, I'm going to start doing, at least I hope that you were talking to me, but I'm going to start doing longer videos instead of all shorts, because shorts don't count for your watch hours. Only the long videos do. And same with the live streams. That's why I'm doing live streams. I got to get better at what I do, though. I'm going to get a better camera so I can film better and maybe do some editing on it, like do some voiceover editing and things like that if I can. I was thinking the same thing. And I think the girl that was the bully, I really don't think she was Pennywise, but I think that I think there's going to be some interesting things happen. I do have one question for you though. The guy that's the psychic, right? That went into the guy's head as a psychic. He's the guy that was in The Shining. He's supposed to be the guy that was in The Shining. Am I correct? Because things are starting to tie together and work out good. Yes, he was the maintenance guy of The Shining, right? Yep. Jeff, how are you? Hey, let me ask you a question there. Did you see my comment? Because Frank the Tank left comments on my videos the other day, and he put them in and they kept disappearing and disappearing and disappearing, and then they came in. And I just want to make sure you see my comment. Hello, Sarah. Sarah Tyndall's watching. So everybody let Sarah Tyndall know and Edward Tyndall know we said hello. How was everybody's day today? How was your day, Frank? How was your day, Wally? Glad you're better, Wally. Saw your post. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Tomorrow, I might do a video on setting up to doobie roaches. You guys think that would be a good video? I get some good insider tips on how to make sure that my colony booms from an expert, and I think I'll follow them. That is lucky. Like I told you, when it happened to me, it was more than that. It was way more than that. Yeah, I might do that. Because as I get more stuff, like I'm going to get other roaches just to have and breed. And then scorpions and stuff like that. I'm going to do videos on it all. At least that's my plan. Has anybody done anything interesting the last few days? And did anybody see the Eagles win yesterday? That's all I can say is they won. You know, they did a good job yesterday. But again, so did a few other teams. Kansas City lost. The Bears are on top of their division. You know, at the beginning of the year, I was like, nah, I don't think they're going to do real well. But then, like I told Wally yet today, when I checked their standings, I was shocked, completely shocked. Yeah, that is funny, Jeff. That's funny. Oh, that kid has a good, good setup there, Jeff. And I was thinking when I saw the video, I was like, that is that the same kid that had the video of the hive that stuck to his wall? Because that one that stuck to that kid's wall, I was like, you know, I was waiting for him to knock it down or something, and then bees be everywhere. Because that would have been cool. Ooh, squirrel would be interesting to try to catch out of a wall. Oh, I didn't get to read that whole statement there. But yeah, I've seen videos of people who have had squirrels in their wall, Frank, and when they went to like pull off a board, like 1,000 acorns and stuff come out of the wall. It's crazy. Of the honey game. Did you see the story from Florida about the beehive guy? Ooh. I'll tell you a story in a minute, Frank. But let me tell a story about the guy in Florida. Youper, how are you doing, sir? The guy in Florida, he had 20 beehives on his property, right? And one he goes to check them, and he notices the beehives are gone, and there's an excavator in there taking trees down. He walks up to the guy and he's like, What are you doing?" The guy's like, "I'm tearing trees down." He goes, "What happened to my bees?" And the guy goes, "Well, the guy who owns the property gave them away." And he was like, this is a big story in Florida. And the guy was like, "I'm the owner of the property. I own the bees." Well, the guy who bought the property next door thought he owned that property too, and he gave the beehives away. So he went, called the police, got the police. Police came out. They went to the guy who thought he owned the bees, and they told him where are the bees. He said, "I gave them to my friend." They want to know what friend he gave them to, and the friend was like, the guy was like, "Well, I'm not telling you." So now he's going to get in trouble for stealing, and the guy's able to sue him because that's his livelihood. So it's a big thing. Crazy stuff. But getting back to something in the walls and the heater and in hearing stuff, when my son was about, I'm going to say when my oldest son was like in the 8th grade, maybe, he come out of his room and he's like, "Dad," and this is at nighttime, and I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I hear something in my room." And I'm like, "What do you mean you hear something in your room?" So he gets me, I go in there, nothing. I can't find nothing for days. This is going on for days and days and days. I'm like, "Listen, at nighttime, have your phone ready. When you hear it, record it so I can hear what it is." And sure enough, he recorded it. And then when he came in, he couldn't explain it, but it sounded like a squirrel making a squeaky noise, not like a rat, but a squirrel. And we never did find it, but we put traps in there, all kinds of stuff in there. I went around and started sealing everything, thinking maybe there was a hole somehow it was getting in there or something. But we never did find it, and it did go away and never came back. But he was very adamant on the noise it was making, and nobody believed him until he recorded it and had us listen to it. 20 years down the drain of bees. Did you hear that story too, Frank? Is that what you're telling me? You know what? I would vlog that, Jeff. If you convince Grandma to start with bees, I would vlog the entire bee series and have it its own thing. Grandma's Great Bees or something. Oh, wow. That's crazy, Frank. Wow. They didn't find Santa Claus stuck in there. It's the elf. I'm going to blame the elf, luring them in. You ready for the weather, Uper? It's going to get cold and snowy and everything up your way, I think. At least that's what I heard. The wintry mix is on its way. You know what you need to do, Jeff? You need to call her on the phone and talk her into it, and I'll film the whole thing. Not the conversation, but the whole beehive setup. It's a pretty good beehive. I mean, did you guys see that? It's a plexiglass beehive square, and the bees grow they come into the wall, and they make their hive at the top, and all the honey drains to the bottom, and then it's got its own little spout thingy you could pour out of it. Oh yeah, expect when you're spending time in your garage, I guess you don't have to when it's heated, huh? Yes. I like that. I think that would be so cool, Frank. I don't know if Wally left us or not. Wally might be I don't know. Wally, you still here? I know you guys are getting a polar vortex really quick. No, he's still there, Frank. There you go. Um Edward Tyndall's talking about when somebody stole all his bees and all his honey and they killed the bees. That's a shame. I know I am ready for the 12 supreme days of Christmas. There's certain things, certain people I'm gonna enter, certain ones. Discord. You know, I'm not very tech savvy, so I wouldn't know how to connect this to Discord just yet. I suppose I could figure it out at some point, unless it is on Discord right now, but I wouldn't even know how to monitor it if it was. That's pretty cool, Wally. But if it's something you're interested in, I can work on trying to figure out how to connect this to Discord. Yeah, I've gotten that. I mean, I do have a Discord, and it would be. I guess I could try to figure it out eventually. I'll work on it this week and see what I can figure out. Let me see. Yeah, I'm sure it's not hard to figure out. But I could do it at the same time I do this live. And that's what I'm talking about. I would do this live at the same time I did that live, maybe. Oh, okay. Then I can do it. So, what is. Oh, Hey, Uper number 2. Dudley Do-Right from Canada. So, why did you start? Did you start that because of your car, Uber? That the horsepower club? Yeah. What's that? Thanksgiving is when that comes out, right? I'm excited for it. I can't wait. You don't want the job. What job did you have? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Oh, putting a channel up your car club. Okay. You think Beckman will be defeated early? Do you feel that way or not? Could be. Could very well be. Here's my theory. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know if there's like a masterpiece at the end of Dungeons and Dragons, but I have a feeling that that's where the way that this is going to play out. My opinion. There's a very strong possibility. I think the one kid is the big boss. I really do. It's hard to explain, Jeff. You would have to be growing up in the 70s, I guess, to get it. Maybe 80s. I don't know. If you've watched um, any of the show, you know what Dungeons and Dragons is. And I'm pretty sure you have watched the show Stranger Things. I think he's messing, Frank. I think he's messing. I think it fell out of popularity in the late 80s. Didn't it? Did Dungeons and Dragons lose its thing during the 80s? Because it was you know, um, because they tried to say that it was a mind control thing. Do you remember that, Wally? All them commercials and all them movements to try to stop Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, it was very popular in 1989. but I'm not sure. I never played the game. I don't know if that makes me strange because didn't play it or I wasn't interested in it or nothing of the sort. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't. I never heard. I would have never heard of that either. I don't know. Is everybody ready for 2026? Moon, how are you doing, sir? Do you know what would be the ultimate ending to the whole show, Frank? If you find out, okay, and this is just my theory. It's not a theory, but this would just be the ultimate ending. If you find out they were playing Dungeons and Dragons through the whole thing, but it actually made one of the kids go a little crazy and he was just imagining the whole thing in his head. Because you ever seen a movie with Tom Hanks about Dungeons and Dragons where he completely went crazy in the movie from playing the game? That's when they were really trying to push the thing about Dungeons and Dragons being bad. That was from the 80s. And I could see, and he imagined stuff in the movie. In that movie, he was imagining that he was really in the whole thing and the whole board game and all. And it would be crazy if it turns out that the one kid was just so immersed into the game that he went crazy. It would probably anger a bunch of people, but everybody would still watch it they would still watch it. That's true. It would get review bombs, but maybe they'll keep it a secret until the very end. And people would still be curious to see how it plays out. My phone's driving me crazy. That's what I mean, Will. That's what I was talking about. I was thinking, Will, the kid, maybe he's the final boss. Maybe he's just the real true boss of everything. Maybe when he was in there, Vecna tried to turn him, but he became more powerful than Vecna. Did you ever, maybe I don't know. A lot of stuff can go on, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Just like with it, Welcome to Derry. I didn't hear others say that though. That's just what I was thinking. But I haven't been watching. I'm not going to watch anything on it until it comes out again. The next final one comes out. We talk about movies. We talk about shows. We talk about animals. We talk about world events. We talk about everything on here. That's why it's open. It's an open chat within reason. We talk about cars too, don't we? Some of us talk about cars. I'm not real big on cars, but I mean, I like cars and stuff, but there are others that take their cars very seriously in here. Exactly. You talk with Jeff Talks Toys. I don't know if Jeff is still in here or not. Uh, his bedtime. Hold on one second. Anything. We talk about reptiles, inverts, fish. We were just talking about bees and stuff like that. I said some people in here like to talk about cars and stuff like that. And Uper goes, I do, but Jeff likes to talk about toys. Oh, crap. No. Yeah, we talk about dogs, everything. We talk about everything. Well, I'm glad it's the highlight of Sarah's day. We even talk about food in here. Impossible. So why would you even ask? What's the name of the hill by you, Jeff, where people race all the time? They race down it. I've seen a lot of Oregon people do it. I think it's by you. It's a big, like up in a mountain, and they race down the mountain. See you can get to the bottom the fastest. They don't race each other. They go one right after another. impossible, Frank. Well, I'm not going to say it's by you, but there's a definite hill in Oregon, or is it in the state of Washington, where everybody races down the hill to see who can get to the bottom of it fast enough. And they time themselves coming down. There was that real famous guy. He died a while back who used to race down that hill. No, I have not. I've seen the videos of the people racing a wheel cheese down the hill. Now, the reason people say that, Dudley, is because everybody knows it's impossible to breed that, so people wouldn't understand why you would even ask that. I know we talk about all animal stuff, but that's kind of a question that everybody knows the answer to. It was. I liked the show. Did you like the show, Cat Dog? And my kids watched it, and I was like, pretty interesting stuff. That is a weird goat. I've seen him before. It's a real goat. Yeah, yeah, his kid's right. Okay. I get it, Dudley. I do. Yeah. Well, when they're married and they're off with their own families, that stuff don't happen no more, Uper. It's okay though. It's okay. You'll see when your kids are all grown. Okay, let me ask you a question, Uber. You like Mustangs. What do you think of the 89? Um, I don't know the whole thing about it, but it was an 89 5.0 5-speed Mustang. Did you ever see them? Do you like them ones? I had a 2002. Yeah, junk. I don't know. They were pretty fast, but I had a 2002 Ford Mustang GT. I can't remember It was so long ago. Like I said, it was 23 years ago. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. I know you were joking, Uber. It was white. I loved it. Leather interior, tan, 5 speed. I don't know. I never really paid attention to the newer ones, Jeff. But the ultimate car, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, is a 1978 or a 1979, either one, Pontiac Trans Am, T-top, honeycomb wheels, gold color. Love it. Or the black one. I like the, not because Smokey and the Bandit had it, but that was a 77. But so Frank, you going to get anything in before the winter hits? The F-350 is okay, but a little iffy on the Ford trucks and stuff. I thought they had that turned down. That's funny. Talking about the way I was describing the car. Uh, yeah, I hope I get some stuff before it gets too cold too, but I have a feeling it's going to get too cold here quick. So I'm going to have to work on what I got and then get better at video and stuff. So that way, when I get an unboxing, I'm going to do an unboxing maybe in the spring of some cool stuff. Yeah, it must make it tough to enjoy driving up where you're at, Uber, especially in the wintertime. I want to get not to, I'm talking about animals, but I'm going to get a list together of some like inverts of roaches and stuff that I want to breed, but I got to get it so I can get it in the spring. And but the invert dude does not do gift certificates, so yep. Yeah, everybody around here is snowbirds. They're all going south usually for the winter. Most of them are gone already. Looks like Sanford and Son in my backlog. Ah, that's funny. You talking about cars, Huber? And then I'm gonna have in the spring too, Frank. I'm gonna do a big tarantula unboxing and maybe scorpion unboxing. Yeah, cars. I just got rid of some stuff in my yard. I had some vans and stuff like that. I got rid of them. They ran. I didn't want to fix them up. I just wanted to get them out of here because I don't want to be a Sanford and Son. I'm messing with you. I'm just messing with you, Jeff. You know, I could talk to the invert dude. He may do that. He may do that. Everybody else does gift certificates, so I could buy gift certificates and then just get something in the spring. Maybe I'll get somebody to donate some stuff. I could talk to him because if I do videos on it and stuff, some people do. Not the invert dude, but some of the other people do. Got to get my views up though. If I get my views up, maybe. Mr. J, are you is your elevators and stuff still working pretty good? Very good, very good. I worried when you said your elevator was down. I was thinking, wow, how can you even get out and go to the store or anything? Oh, does yeah. I was looking at some of his stuff, but he doesn't have. He's got a lot of stuff, but he's not like the invert dude. It's crazy. I bet you did feel trapped in the spider shop. Yeah, the spider shop does gift certificates. They're digital ones, and then you print them out, and then got the numbers, and you can put them back in. Yeah, you can gather them up all winter if that's what you wanted to do. What exactly is the $20 survival challenge? Oh, and I was looking at them scorpions. They're called pillar tail scorpions. Remember the ones I was talking about the other day? That empathy, is that what it is? Channel guy was talking about. But yeah, that's called a pillar tail um, scorpion. General empathy, apathy, general apathy. Yes. I don't know why I have a problem. I can remember almost everything, but that channel, the name of that channel messes with my head for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Wally, are you still in here? I got a question for you if you are. We'll see if he's still in here. I'm not sure. And a good time. A good time that'll stick around for a long time, right? I mean, if $20 buys you a burrito and a beer, that leaves you like $3 left. I don't think you can have a really good time with $3 unless it sticks with you for the rest of your life. Run over to the computer. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything. He was showing me these feeder dishes that were like almost like pyramid shaped. But he called them saucers, I think, feeding saucers or something. And I was wondering where he got them at. I don't want to have to buy a 3D printer and make them myself for roaches and stuff that they can climb up, get food out of, things like that. Is it getting real cold in Florida right now? I haven't been paying attention to Florida's weather. Oh, yeah, you'll be fine. West Coast is the best coast. Nah, I have to say East Coast is the best. I mean, the East Coast has places like Wildwood, Coney Island, um, Atlantic City, Philadelphia. There's nothing better than them places. Sorry. I don't mean anything bad against my New York, yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about the West Coast, mind you. It's just I've lived everywhere. The desert Southwest, uh, the East Coast, the upper Midwest, everywhere. And nothing like the East Coast. Different feel of people, different everything. No, I don't think so. You look at like Texas, okay, and that's in the South. And everybody says everything is bigger in Texas, but there's more hunters that go out hunting in Pennsylvania than go out hunting in Texas. And Texas is land wise 3 of Pennsylvania. Population wise is like 2 or 3 of Pennsylvania. So how is that possible? Because not everything's bigger in Texas. Andy would know. He loves it bigger. Ah, Jeff, you're so funny, dude. Oh man, you're hilarious tonight, buddy. You are hilarious. Ah. Yeah. Let me see. Anything interesting happened today? I can't reach them though. I got these new tarantula enclosures that I'm going to start using that are pretty cool. They're for young slings and stuff like that. They're 3 inches round, 3 inches high, and they're pretty good size. Did you? You had a lovely morning. I spent the whole day in pain, excruciating pain, and that's because it's been cold and it's been drizzling all day. My back and my leg have been shot really bad all day. So who is all watching up there? 3 people talking, 10 people watching. Who's all watching? I hope your shoulder feels better. Did you hurt it at some point in your life or something? I'm going to take some guesses here as to who I can think might be watching. Um, I knew Dudley was here. I think Mr. J is here. We got Frank. We got Youper's probably just listening because he's driving. We got Jeff here. I'm going to say Wally's probably in here. Maybe Ed from CMC Reptiles. I'm getting visions of Ed being in here. Hello, Ed. I think Sarah and Edward Tyndall are in here. Oh, that's fine. I like people, you can listen. Emma, I think she and her husband went out. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. Yep, I know that. Edward and Sarah Tyndall till the end. You guys are diehards. I love it. Thank you very much. It means a lot. It means a whole lot when you guys are. You think Ed has parties today? That's possible. I haven't talked to Ed in months. Maybe a month ago I might have talked to him was the last time, but he very very busy man. Yep. Book solid. That's what he was telling me. Thank you, Edward and Sarah. They said they love the show. I'm glad you do. We all love you guys too. Now, see, if I had a bunch of inverts, like different types of roaches, right? Scorpions, maybe tarantulas, all kinds of stuff like that. I wouldn't mind doing shows like that. I'm just not one. I don't want to carry a bunch of reptiles around. I did it for a little while. I didn't like it because it's a lot of work, loading and unloading reptiles and stuff. But to have a little invert show with mantises and stuff like that would be kind of cool. Yes, it does, Jeff. I agree. Hold on one second. Oh, yep. I have snakes. I believe Mr. J has some snakes. The guy that Jeff and I are talking about, Ed, he has a lot of snakes. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, but it's the dwarf species, so don't count, Jeff. Do you know of a man-eating man-eaters? There really is technically no such thing as a true man-eater because no snake, because our shoulders are designed in a way that it would be almost impossible to swallow unless you're one of them little, like, tiny people from maybe Indonesia or something like that. But there really isn't very many. I have a hard time believing there are true man-eaters out there. Yeah, I guess if you know, it might be a dwarf species, but I guess if a little person was looking at it, maybe. You look at a person's head, okay, Dudley, and look at their shoulders. How can they get around it? You would have to be, and even the smallest of people that are real tiny people that may have been they have pictures and stuff, but that's still not proof because the pictures could be doctored somehow. Um, it would have to be very specific circumstances and very specific types of snake, like maybe a real tiny person, I mean tiny person could get eaten by a Swahili that's got the retics that have the giant heads on them. But that's still iffy. I'm not saying they can't kill you because of course they can kill you. People can get killed all the time. I mean, it could happen because they're very powerful animals, but for them to physically eat you after they kill you, probably not gonna happen. That is true, Frank. They will die if they eat too large of meals. And if a snake like a anaconda were to wrap around you, or a retic were to wrap around you and start squeezing you, if you can, any snake, if it bites you and it's not letting go, any constrictor snake, if it bites you and it's not letting go, if you grab its tail and bend it straight up in the air, its tail, and start bending it towards back, don't break it or nothing, but just bend it back a little bit, it'll let go instantly. They don't like their tails being messed with. They'll let go right away. And that's no joke. Or if it bites you and wraps around you and you bite its you can get its tail to your mouth and you can bite its tail, it will let go of you. They do not like their tails being messed with. If you got your hands are free, one hand, all you gotta do is grab the tail and bend it straight towards its back. It'll let go. Yeah, I guarantee it. They can still tuck the tails in the coil, but you can still, if you can get a hold of the tail, you bend it straight up in the air and back a little bit, it'll let go. It'll unwrap and let go and everything. Instantly, it'll let go of it. If you bite its tail, not in the body, it has to be the tail. If you bend the tail back and you get that in your mouth and bite it, it'll let go of you too. Instantly, it'll let go of you. Yep. In the Everglades, a Burmese python died from eating too large of an alligator. In South America, large anaconda ate too big of a capybara and died. Over in Indonesia, a reticulated python ate too large of a pig and died. So if they eat too large of a meal, the meal does not digest, and they die from it, and they know it. Very rarely do they even eat anything that's too big for them. First off, it slows them down. They can't do anything when they eat after they eat, so they try not to eat too large of meals. So, yeah. So, Dudley, there are really no true man eaters out there. With snakes. They are. They're very cool. Problem is getting one, right? Because you can get them. People get them. Finding the appropriate sized eggs for them. That would be tough. Because you got to start out with small eggs and work your way up to larger eggs as they grow. I don't think there's water buffaloes in South America there, Ed. I'll have to look for it because I would argue with Jeff Corwin on that one because I don't know. I don't think it could happen. No, I didn't. I would have to see the video, and then I would have to question them about it because I don't think, they can eat. They can eat gazelles and stuff like that. They have to eat it like you said head first, but the horns, but it's still all in the way it's shaped. See the whole thing, even with like any animal. Okay, now I'm gonna explain this to you, Edward Tyndall. Here we go. This is gonna be an easy way to explain it. Take this. Okay. It's got horns. Ooh, running. If it's gonna kill it and eat it, they eat it from the head down for a reason. Because they're shaped like they're shaped like this. And even a rodent, when you look at their head, it's shaped like this. It's small and then it gets bigger and it goes back into small. A human being is not shaped like that at all. Human being's head is completely round and then it stays the same size and then it gets to your shoulders. And then to go around your shoulders is huge compared to any other animal in the world. Every other animal, a pig, I don't care what it is, you can lay it down on the ground and it starts off small at the nose, gets bigger, and then shrinks off again. Humans are not like that in any way. We're not shaped like that at all. We're shaped head and shoulders. Boom. You're not, it's almost impossible. If it ate you from the feet first, okay, which would make you shaped like small to big, it would have to get both feet in at the same time instead of just like one foot. So it would be pretty hard for it to do. Because as it come up to your leg and it would get to your other leg and your other leg would be hanging out its mouth, it would have to regurgitate and start you over again. So I'm not saying it can't kill you. You just have to look at the dynamics of how things are shaped and how it could swallow it. That's why if you ever seen a snake eat, and I know everyone here has pretty much seen it, an animal, and they rub their head on it, they're looking to see which way the hair flows. Because your hair flows back, the animals like a mouse and everything starts in front, the hair kind of flows backwards and it can tell that. That's why if you see a snake eat a rodent backwards, it has a harder time than it does from the front backwards because it's small to big. But with humans, it's almost impossible unless you're a really, really tiny person. I'm not saying a baby couldn't be eaten or a tiny little kid couldn't be eaten or even a tiny little person, because it could be done. But like an adult like me or Edward or even Jeff, there's no way you're getting eaten by a snake. You can get killed by it, but you're not getting eaten by it. I'm sure you. And I mean, when you sit down and think about it, you'll understand what I'm saying. Yeah, even you. I've never met you in person, Mr. J, but there ain't no snake eating you. There ain't no snake eating me. Not saying it couldn't kill you, but it ain't eating me. I know Jeff's a big guy. I know Edward's a pretty big guy. I've met Edward, and I don't think you'll be eating the snake. Yeah, I just don't think that it would be able to eat us. It could swallow. It could kill you, easily kill you, because it's got strength. I mean, I was bit in the neck, and lucky it didn't rip my jugular vein out. But I was fortunate because I know how to get them off. You know what I'm saying? But what about the crocodile hunter there, Dudley? Steve Irwin. Yes, they're not going to eat you, Edward. No way. Now you're craving exotic meats. There was a place in Philadelphia that sold everything. They sold ostrich meat. They had kangaroo meat, all kinds of stuff in there. Real exotic meats. You name it, they had it. It was pretty cool. Emus. Do you know why that is? Frank, do you know why that? Do you know why that is? There is no reported cheetah deaths because cheetahs don't hunt humans. First off, they have feet like a dog. Their claws don't retract or nothing. They're out all the time like a dog's feet are. So their claws are a little different, and it's just that's my opinion as to why. And you know, They had horse meat in a lot of places. Yes, and they eat small animals, so I agree that too. That also. Did you see the lion that has the curly mane? And they were talking about it, and they were showing videos of it. And this lion knows his mane is curly, so they say he'll lay down, and they call it combing, but it's not combing, where he fluffs it out. It's pretty cool. I couldn't tell you correctly there, Frank. You'd have to look that up. I'm not sure. I know jaguars are considered large cats. I, mountain lions, they might be on the cusp of being a large cat. Some mountain lions get pretty big. Um, lions, tigers, they're all large cats. Panthers. But I know jaguars are the third largest cat, and they have them here. They have them in Arizona. They're working their way up again. Okay, see? Yeah. How big do cheetahs get? 50, 60 pounds, maybe? They got to be right on that borderline, though, like where they're large enough to be noticed, and you think they're a large cat, but yet they're not large enough to be a large cat. 77 to 160 pounds. Well, are mountain lions considered a large cat? Because I don't know how big mountain lions get, though. I never paid attention. I've seen some pretty big ones, though. When I went deer hunting this year, they had me fill out a survey to see if I had seen mountain lions when I was out. They're the largest of the small cats, huh? I did not know that they were considered a small cat either, but yeah. But mountain lions will kill people. That's pretty interesting, Mr. J. I didn't know they were on their own genus. But now, does that mean the bush cats and stuff of Africa are also part of that genus, or is that just the only cat in that genus? Spike collar. Do you have mountain lions where you're at? We have them here. My uncle was out mowing his lawn. This is not. Here's the story. Last summer, my uncle's out mowing his lawn, and he's on a riding lawnmower, and he's older. He's 80, 81, 82 maybe. Anyway, he's out mowing his lawn, and he's very poor of hearing, and he's mowing his lawn like this, one direction, and he goes down and turns the swipe to come back the other direction. As he's coming back the other direction, there's two wildlife officers in his front yard with shotguns, and he turns his mower off and says, "Can I help you guys? What's wrong? Is everything okay?" And they're like, "Did you see him? Did you see him?" And he's like, "Did I see who? What are you talking about?" And they were like, "When you were going this direction, there was a mountain lion tracking you right behind you." And he didn't hear them guys yelling, trying to scare the mountain lion off, but apparently the game wardens had seen it, and they jumped out of their truck and they had their guns. They were getting ready to take the mountain lion down, but as he was going, and it was tracking him, and he said it was only, but the game warden said it was like 5 feet behind you, and they come running up, and it took off down the hill into the trees. So now that's going to make me want to do some research and see what other cats were in that genus that have gone extinct over the years. I wonder if any have gone extinct in recent years. You know, if it hurts me, I'm eating it. If you survive, that's the whole thing. You got to survive the attack first. You know. Yeah, pretty interesting question. I don't know. And then I seen there's a humpback whale beached in Oregon, and they can't get it off the beach. They're going to euthanize it. It's been there for several days. It's been alive. It's pretty healthy, but they said it's starting to suffer internal organs from its own internal damage to its organs from its own weight, and they have to euthanize it. I'm thinking to myself, they can't get out there waiting for high tide to come and pull it out, but it did. High tide came and went, and it twice, and it did nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, how do they euthanize a humpback whale? How do you euthanize a humpback whale? Good question. That's what I'm saying. How do you euthanize something that big? Yeah, it was too far out to where they couldn't do that, but too far in to where the high tide couldn't even pull it out, even with them helping it. And it's too large to tie um, like ropes to and pull it out when the high tides by boat because it would hurt it. It's just a mess. Well, I said they could have got it out to sea right away if they had hired Ed from CMC. How are you doing, sir? If they had hired, if they had the highway cleanup crew come, the highway department come like they did last time, they could have pushed it right out to sea. Maybe can't spell. Don't feel bad. I have trouble too. How have you been doing, Ed? How are things going where you're at? I haven't talked to you in about a while. Oh, good. That's good. That's good. I was telling everybody how you've been pretty busy lately with your shows and stuff. Well, today wasn't a good day because of my back pain and stuff. I agree with you, Mr. Tyndall. It is sad that we're losing another whale, humpback whale, beautiful, majestic creature is what I was trying to say. I can't even speak. You see that? But yeah, no, Ed, I was just talking about how busy you've been with all your shows and all, and then I haven't talked to you in a while. How many snake every have? What do you mean? How many snakes does everyone have? It's all that matters, Ed. You know what? You never work a day if you're having fun. That's what they say. I have a few. Yeah, that's not. It's tough, Frank. I agree. Yeah, I didn't know they had a dwarf species, Jeff. And Vader is very beautiful. You know what? More power to you, Jeff. And Rosie Palm and her five sisters don't count. Squeeze the lemon. I see something back here. Right. Oh, wrong hand. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like two eyes right there. You see them? And I don't know what that is. That's why I keep looking over my shoulder to see what that is. I can put my hand in front of it, blocks it, but I don't know what that is. Pennywise. Of course, you would say Pennywise because you see it? It looks like two eyes right there. See it? Two, one, two. Not worried about it. I'm I don't live in Maine, and I don't know what that would be. I don't get it. I don't know. I can block it when I go right. When it comes back, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I don't know. It's weird. Want a balloon? No, I do not want a red balloon. I can't have red balloons anyway. I'm allergic to latex. Highly allergic to. We all float down here, Georgie. You'll float too, Georgie. We all float down here. Yep. Yep. No, I'm highly allergic to balloon with latex. I mean, I almost stopped breathing. It's getting there, Ed. By the end of the month, they say we're not even going to be out of the teens for highs. I hope we don't get another major polar vortexes like they're going to get over. I hope they miss us, like they say we're supposed to get, but I hope they miss us. I hope they go further east. It was raining here today. Not bad, just a little bit, enough to make my back and legs hurt. But your temperature isn't so bad, is it, Ed? Don't you guys usually stay nice until usually you don't usually get freezing cold, do you? 60s. That's not bad. I wouldn't mind the 60s year round. Yeah, that's perfect weather. Is Dudley still in the house? Dudley Do Right from Canada? Here, let me tell you what the temperature is right here, right now, Frank of the Tank. $27. I know Edward Tyndall was up this way in November once, and it was freezing. It was way colder than it was now. Winds make it much worse. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and the winds will cut through here. Crazy cold. I was watching Eagles game yesterday, and it actually was snowing there, like snowflakes in Philadelphia. Edward Tyndall says he would never come here again. Too cold. Huh? So am I. Your team is doing really good. A couple teams are doing pretty good this year. But I don't know if you paid attention to the Eagles game yesterday, but their defense got their stuff together. That's where Emma lives. I live further north in a much more sparse area than Dickinson. Yeah, but they're still winning games, aren't they? Oh, your team is 4-9. What? I thought you guys were 9-2. No. 9-3, something like that. Wait a minute, I gotta look that up. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh, that's the Patriots are 9-2. They're doing better. I was shocked to see that they are doing so good too. And so are the Bills are 7-3. Steelers, I feel, are done. Their quarterback hurt his wrist, possibly broke it. Colts are 8-2. They're good. Broncos are 9-2. These are all teams we have to contend with at some point during the playoffs. Or yep, Kansas City's done. The Bears are what shocks me the most of all. 7-3. Buccaneers are 6-4. Rams are 8-2. Niners are 7-4. Okay, I thought they were. For some reason, I had them two mixed up. The Rams and the. All right. Even though you guys got a 7-4 record, will you guys make the playoffs? Seahawks must have had a bye week. Okay. Panthers are 6-5. I thought the Vikings were going to do much better than they did, but apparently their quarterback getting hurt really messed them up. So they were at they're 4-6, but the Lions dropped to third because they lost yesterday. Because the Packers are 6-3, so they're ahead of them now. But the Packers have one tie. But I can't believe the Bears at 7-3. Then you get into the Eagles' little division here, the NFC East, and they're 8-2, and the next team close to them is 3-5. So it's good to be ahead of your division like that, but we're gonna have to face. It's going to be tough. The playoffs are what's going to be tough because the teams that are winning are good because they're winning good teams. Rams are really good, but the Eagles beat the Rams. Because the Eagles lost to the Giants, which I don't see how they lost to the Giants, but they did. Eagles lost to the Giants, and the Eagles lost to the Broncos. Remember the two teams we lost to, and the Broncos completely beat both teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. Crazy. They beat the Chiefs yesterday and us a couple of weeks back. Last two games have been very tough for the Eagles, though. They had a tough time beating the Packers, and they had a tough time beating the Lions. Next week, we got the Cowboys, and then we got to go against the Bears, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Commanders. The Bills will be tough. The Bills will be tough. Who do you think is going to go to the Super Bowl this year? Yeah, Mr. J. Dickinson is kind of the middle of nowhere, but it's not the middle of nowhere like my town is the middle of nowhere. You think it'll be Philly Patriots again? Like a rematch? Who do you think would win that? We beat the Patriots last time we faced them in the Super Bowl. Be tough because the Patriots are really good this year too. You think Philly could win it this year again, back to back? We'll see. We'll see. You know, you know what I need to do? I need to pay more attention to the other teams. I don't bet on football because you never bet on your own team. You know, because when you bet on your own team, that's when you start losing. Do you have any predictions this year, Frank, on it? Yeah. You know what? They've been goofing around in the beginning of the season this year. Now they're starting to get their stuff together. Even Chris Collinsworth yesterday, I was shocked. Chris Collinsworth hates Philadelphia. And he said if they continue to play the way they played yesterday and they get their offense tied in good, they're going to be pretty much unstoppable for a while because the defense has got their stuff together. They knocked out 5 passes right out of the sky yesterday. Did you see that? It is fun to hear the drama. People get very passionate about their sports. And then like basketball, there was a lot of cheating went on in basketball this year, and the mafia got all caught up in it. And it makes you wonder how much the mafia has to do with regular football and baseball and hockey. Your predictions 2 teams ago. Oh, correct. Let's say organized crime then. We won't mention the mafia because there is no such thing as mafia. You're right. I was told that a lot. There's no such thing as the mafia. Sopranos. So, you're gonna get any more animals, Ed? And do you have like tarantulas and stuff? Do you take the shows at all, Ed? They're cool. Now, are they what Madagascar species? What hissing cockroaches do you have? Do you have the Halloween ones? Or are they regular ones? What are they? Yeah, that's fun. You know what? Your phone listens to you, Frank. Because trust me, I can't remember. I was in here talking about something and talking to family members about something, and about 20 minutes later, I picked up my phone and I went to look up something and it started showing me advertisements for what I was talking about. Crazy. Absolutely insane. So you can't tell me the phones don't listen to what you're saying. Oh, just the regular ones. They're still cool, aren't they, Ed? I'm gonna get some, and just for videos and stuff because they're fun. They're pretty cool to have. Get some. Well, guys, I'm going on 2 hours, so I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night, and we'll be back on probably tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow too. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Yeah, well, I'm eating away at my 24 hours, 2 hours at a time. Eh, eh. You too, Ed. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you very much. Good night, Mr. J. Good night, Ed. Good night, Frank. Sarah and Edward Tyndall. Talk to you guys later. Thank you. You take the round. You got the Browns going to the Super Bowl. Good luck with that. Thank you for popping in, Jeff. I'll do a lot of videos on my I'm gonna start doing a lot of videos on the tarantulas and on the dubia roaches, and if I get hissers, the hissers and all that stuff. Well, you tell her I'll be waiting for her to come into the next video too, so we can say hi to her then. I got back and had to take. Oh, okay, never mind. Jeff, you're hilarious. But yeah, Sarah, I'm looking forward to doing another video like this for you, Sarah and Edward. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in. It was great to have everybody in here. Dudley Do Right was in here. He was very cool. And everybody else that I may have missed. I can't scroll back to see everybody that was in here because for some reason it only lets me go back so far. It does not let me go all the way back to the beginning. Uper was in here. Let me see who else was in here. I can go. Wally was in here. So, and Trent Briggs was in here. Anyway, Frank, we're gonna have to discuss it more about it as it goes along. Do you think? How many episodes are there going to be this year? Please tell me there's going to be more than just 5 or 6 episodes. Yeah, Wally left us a while ago. I think he was kind of sick yesterday, and I understand that. So, yeah. See, we got 8 people watching still, but nobody's commenting except for just a couple people. I wish more people would comment. That way we can get to know everybody better. Doesn't matter who you are. We don't care. We're not going to say nothing bad about nobody. Miami was in here. Good one. I like that, Mr. J. 8 episodes. So what is there? 3 left? Is that what? Yeah, it's just a 5th episode, right? I don't like. I wish they would do. I want to be honest with you. I wish they would do. When I was a kid, if a series came out, there was 24 episodes in a season. They should do that again, but they don't. They don't ever do that. Look, the eyes are back. I try to get this right there. Do you see them? Right. Oh, I have a hard time doing that. Right there. 2 eyes in her. 4 left. Okay. All right. And you know what really upsets me? They'll do like 8 episodes, right? And then they wait so long before they come out with another one and another one, like another season. And I have a feeling, this is just my opinion, Frank. Tell me what you think. I have a feeling that this series will lead into the series of like a Shining the series or something, you know? What do you think? Is that a good, you think it might happen or no? Because they're playing it, they got him in there doing a big part of um the whole thing. A movie sequel to which one? To It or to um The Shining? If they did an It movie, I would like them to do a movie from before the It series, like The Shining. Yeah. Yep, I see it. I can see that. Is Flatliners a Stephen King thing? I don't know if Flatliners is Stephen King. Let me see. We can look it up. Yes, I've heard that too, Frank. No, it's not Stephen King. They did with the in the next episode, there's going to be a lot of fog or mist involved in it. So, from the military. So, it could be all part of it. I didn't mean to hit that. I hope it wasn't too loud. But yeah, so I see it that, Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. And I want to say I'll talk to everybody later. Peace out, people. Bye.